Welcome you all my lecture series of operating system. In the previous video we have seen the introduction to the operating systems. In today's video we are going to see about what is the evolution of an operating system, and also the in terms of a computer system organization, what are all the four components of an operating systems. I know already I told that what is an operating system. It is an intermediate between the user and the hardware. So the operating system provide the environment wherever user programs are run. So in the four components of an operating systems are: first one is that user, other one is a hardware, and next is an application program, then operating system. The four components of an computer systems are user, operating system, hardware, and application program. So in the software we have two types of software. One is the application software, other one is a system software. So what is a system software means? For example, consider the system software. It is a program used to run our it is a program. It contains a set of instruction to run the system level programs like compiler, interpreter, and these are all the things. So the application software, or the example for the application software, are Excel, Word, PowerPoint, then programming languages. These are all the application software. So operating system is a system software. So this system software is use intermediate between our application program and hardware. So hardware is nothing but hardware is a for example, it is a physical component of the systems. The hardwares are CPU, memory, files, and I/O devices. These are all the resources in the set of resources in the hardware. So the operating system main functionality is that is used to allocate the resources to the process. So the resources are CPU, memory, file systems, and I/O devices. Next is the operating system. So the operating system is an intermediate between our application program and hardware. So through one interrupt only, that operating system is get the through the system interrupt, it do that some actions and some event in terms of an to run the user programs. So the operating system components are, we had four types. One is a user, other one is a computer system components are user, operating system, application program, and hardware. So the operating system, it is intermediate between our application program and the hardware. So this is that generic view of components of a computer system. So the evolution of an operating systems are start with our serial processing and also the batch processing. After that we have a multi-programming and the time sharing operating systems, and next we have a parallel systems, and finally we have a distributed systems. Now we have a cluster system. These are all the evolution of an operating system. So the batch processing, from the batch processing it goes to the multi-programming system. From the multi-programming, and then it add the time sharing, and that is an interactive process driven. It the time sharing operating system. Next is the parallel systems. From the parallel system we go to the distributed operating system. So I told that these are all the four components of an operating system. It is a computer system architecture. Major is we have a software and hardware. In the hardware we have the peripherals, CPU, main memory, and secondary memory. These are all the resources in the hardware. Next in the software we have an operating system and user programs, and also the applications. Both the user programs, the applications are run. The computer system operation, the initial program is bootstrap program. It is stored in ROM or the firmware. The OS first process the init process and waits for an event or interrupt is occur. So this is the right side diagram shows that we have a CPU, and we have a device drivers. The devices are the, we have this controller and that adapter, and also that IO devices, IO controller. These are all the device drivers is there. Each device driver we have a controller. So the CPU and device drivers are connected through the bus to share the main memory. So main memory also have the memory controller. So that controls the CPU and the device drivers. This is the computer system operation in that terms. I told that through when every event is occurred in terms of an interrupt. The interrupt is a hardware interrupt and software interrupt. So the hardware interrupt means that interrupt is occurred in the kernel level systems. The software interrupt sits is occurred in terms of using that system calls. So through one interrupt, how that interrupt is handled means we have at interrupt service routine is there, that contains a set of code to handle the interrupt. Next we have a interrupt vector. Starting address of the interrupt service routine is a interrupt vector. Next we have a interrupt vector table. The table where all the interrupt vectors are stored. Similar to the IO table. So this is the implementing interrupt. Once the interrupt occur, the interrupt service routine is called. The interrupt vector is at starting point of the interrupt service routine. From that interrupt routine is handled. Finally, after completing the routine, it goes to the corresponding where the interrupt is occurred. So we have an interrupt vector table, that is a it is like it is a set of interrupt vectors are stored in the interrupt table. So this is that implementing the interrupt. In today's lecture, we have seen what is the components of a computer system, how the computer system organized in terms of a four main component like user, application program, operating system and hardware. And then what are all the evolution of an operating system, and next how that the system is the event is occurred through the in the operating system, and what are all that interrupt types, hardware and software interrupts, how the interrupts is handled. I hope you will understand the four components and also how the interrupt is implemented. Thank you.